Our next guest is Finesse Mitchell. He was a cast member on Saturday Night Live, and now he does stand-up comedy. He's also an author and actor. So, Finesse, thanks for coming on the show today.
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me.
Doing awesome.
Yes, sir.
First, I'll ask you about Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
It seemed like it'd be a comic's dream to want to be on that show. Just tell me about your time there.
It was funny, man. I was one of those people who I was in LA doing stand-up, and it just started circulating like wildfire that Tracy Morgan was leaving Saturday Night Live, and they was looking for the new black guy. And I was like, I'm black. What do I got to do? You know, and they were sending out tapes to Lauren Michaels and the crew over in New York. And it was almost like an American Idol audition or a top model. You know, you send in your tape. If they asked you to come out and audition, then that would be the process. And sure enough, man, I had this killer bit at the time. It was called Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It was about these ghetto people going to the movies to find out that they had to see a movie that had subtitles, and not one commercial for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon says it had subtitles, so they was upset. So it was me doing this ghetto girl named Starkeisha, all upset in the movie theater. And I made this whole big audition piece about it, and we sent the tape off. Lauren and those guys liked it. They invited me to audition. It was like, I was 1 out of 17 in Group C, so I don't know how many people. But when it all got down to the last 4, they picked me and Kenan Thompson from Nickelodeon. He's no longer from Nickelodeon, but Kenan Thompson, he was fat out. You know Kenan.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they picked him. It was funny to see him, like, that was my first time really seeing him. Mm-hmm. And so when he was smoking a cigarette, I was like, what are you doing, man? He was like, I'm 26 years old. I was like, oh, my bad. Because I thought of him as a little kid. But they picked me, him, and a guy named J.B. Smooth as a writer, and that was in 2003. And my SNL stint went to 2006. So it was good. Good deal, man, good deal.
I also read that once you graduated from the University of Miami, you were selling insurance. So when was that moment where you decided, hey, I want to follow my dream and go into comedy?
Man, one day, I sold Medicare insurance. Mm-hmm. So one day I went to this lady's house, and right when she came to the door, I knew it was gonna be problems because she on a bathrobe. Mm-hmm. Bathrobe wasn't closed. She was all exposed. She was like 78, so it was hurting my eyes. I was like, please close that, you know. And she was like, come on in. And I sat down and I gave her my whole presentation. And I said, when I tell you this was the best presentation I've ever given in my life, to sign somebody up on a Medicare HMO, she was just like, that was beautiful, young man. I love it. I want to join. Where do I sign? And I said, you sign right here, ma'am. She got the pen and she said, who are you? And I had to start all over because she forgot who I was. And that's when I said to myself, it got to be something more in life than this. And that was it, man. I started doing stand-up comedy just as open mic night. So for anybody who talks about getting into stand-up comedy, get a little tape recorder, go down to your local comedy club, do what I did, which was the open mic night, and you get like 2 or 3 minutes. You get up there and see if you're funny. And for my first little routine, I got up there. When I tell you I destroyed standing ovation, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be a comedian. Oh, I can feel it. So I invited all my friends back the next week, and I had on the shirt and tie, and I was all excited. And when I tell you I bombed so bad, I heard the worst sound you could ever hear in comedy. And it's not boo, it's silence, followed by this. And when you hear somebody go, that means, you are still up there? Golly. But man, I was hooked after that, because the first time I did well, the second time I bombed, and after that I've been trying to get back. Well, I've had some great shows, but since then I've always wanted to get back to that first feeling. And so that's how I got hooked on stand-up comedy.
What is that feeling like when you're on the stage?
I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but I would imagine it's just like any rock star or any singer. Andre 3000, anytime he gets up and he does whatever he wants to do, or it's just that instant gratification of the crowd either wiping their eye or holding their stomach, or just like, you know, that was funny. And you get it. It's that energy, and you'll feel it tonight. Like when you come to the show, the type of show I give, I don't care who you are, black, brown, white, yellow, old, it doesn't matter. Young, Republican, crap, deathbed, it don't matter. Let them wheel you in and come see Finesse Mitchell, because I guarantee you'll be walking by the end of my show. You'll be like Benjamin Bratt. I'm 7 years old. But it's a great feeling, man, and you get hooked on it. You get hooked on it. Also, the first time you kissed a girl, and it was great, and she liked you.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that feeling? And that's what it's like. See his face and zoom in on that. He was like, oh, yeah.
I've seen that you've also been writing books lately. I saw you wrote one book. Any plans to write another one in the future?
Yeah, I have one that I'm writing right now, but I'm actually turning it into a script. I give relationship advice in this magazine called Essence Magazine. So ladies, I'm a relationship guru. Allow me to help you. You know, I can do my little Dr. Phil. Oh, I'm black, Dr. Khalil. Anyway, but I give relationship advice, and that's been going on for 3 years. And going into my second year, a book agent came up to me in New York, and it was also my last year in SNL, and asked me would I be interested in writing a book. And I was like, cool. And so it was going to be the black version of He's Just Not That Into You. Mm-hmm. And all the publishers jumped on it, and they were really excited about it. And so I ended up writing my first book in November. Well, it came out in November 07. Simon & Schuster. Simon Spotlight is the imprint, and it's available at Amazon.com, Barnes & Nobles, and Borders. But that was also a good feeling because I was doing so much writing at SNL. We write our own sketches. And your mind just gets, you know, I gotta write something. And so over the summer, you know, we get the entire summer off with nothing to do. So I decided to write my book. And I finished that, and now I'm adapting that into a movie. So that's my next project. But I'm an author. Mm-hmm. I'm an author and an actor.
Yeah, so you're an author, an actor, a comedian. Mm-hmm. You plan on doing anything else, adding to that an impressive resume?
Well, I think I want to get into producing because I know so many people, you know, you meet so many people from SNL. If you don't get somebody's number, you crazy. So I have so many people's info, and people respect what I do. They respect me on stage. They respect what I write, and so I'm excited about this new script that I'm writing. And I hopefully, in the movies that I've been in was Mad Money with Queen Latifah and Katie Holmes and Diane Keaton, Who's Your Caddy with Big Boy and Faison, Love, and then The Comebacks. And all those 3 movies are out on cable right now. And so now that I, you know, actually know how to do a movie, you know, I want to actually produce one and put one together, bring in the actors, the director, all that type of stuff.
Before we go, I gotta ask you.
I did not sleep with Lindsay Lohan. I don't care what he say.
Now, I remember watching you on Saturday Night Live, and you did a really good Morgan Freeman impression. So can you do that before we go, or?
Well, Alex. It's not easy doing Morgan Freeman just when somebody wants you to do Morgan Freeman. Sometimes you got to know when to just sit back and just say, no, I don't want to do Morgan Freeman. I'm beyond the Morgan Freeman days. I don't know, something like that.
Hey, Finesse, thanks a lot for coming on.
All right, brother, thank you very much for having me. Peace up, A-Town down. It's not a gang sign, just let you know where I'm from. All right, FinesseMitchell.com. Hit me up on Facebook, MySpace, what else?
Twitter, I don't know.
Twitter. I tweet once a month, but I'm on there. And that's it, man. Thank y'all for having me. Get some more tall buildings in this city, and the black people will come.